Let's go bang. Sekarang match point-nya. Match point untuk TNC 2-1. Masih dikasih Lancelotnya. Mereka percaya bukan Lancelot yang membuat mereka kalah.
Like it is very last minute. Kaloy has to dash on through that rampart. And I'm looking at TNC. This is a very TNC coded draft. They forced the flicker out of Lancy. A shadow
Mati dong Hayabusanya.
all the way to the back. And look at this 3-mar wants to make that entry.
Selamat kah? Mati kan?
Maybe the king gonna follow on through. And Kaloy gets packed here. 2 for 1 the trade. TNC all over.
Dia pakai
That was a good choice. I was
hero
wondering what Benny
duanya
was doing there, but
agak
it
sembrono tadi.
ultimately leads to Zyda getting a double kill on the Lancelot nonetheless. So man, what a good start for your jungler here for TNC.
Okay, addressing about the 3.5 comments I'm getting all over social media right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Leo, Nosha's played a fighter in the gold lane. Okay, maybe. I may have missed that 1 or 2 times he played like a Ruby or something. But a Lapu Lapu in gold?
And it's just,
That's the first time.
again, it's also part of this. Part of the problem here is Nasha. He's already struggled in the gold lane, especially towards the end of the regular season, in comparison to what they were doing in the first half. And it's been, you know, a lot of discussion about, you know, Nasha in the gold lane, the performance there. But then you put a Lapu Lapu in his hands.
Lawan
And,
Lapu-Lapu.
yeah, it's against the Benny Curie Cho, and maybe this is the best thing that they could bring to the draft here. That's not to say he can't play it. It's just kind of unorthodox for Nasha to go ahead and be a fighter in comparison to a lot of the other gold laners that we're seeing opt for those heroes and that strategy. So again, it's all up to them and how they make it work for this game because it's so important for Twisted Minds. This first turtle is going to be the fought for. Sean already low enough.
Oh, MP secures.
Masih
Zyda
dapat.
does use his retribution, but it won't catch nothing. Benny Curie pushed out of there. Kaloy very low, dashing on through the Phantom
Mati
Execution.
gak?
Skewers and Nosha get taken down by Zyda. Lansu wants to get on out of there. 3-1 might actually fight the Vengeance, does so, but he doesn't have enough damage. This is a very tough glue. Dashing on through those little longs. Oh no, AOG! Disincentivizing the forward
Nice
push of
save.
Kumar and Chaknu.
Good save there from Kaloy to keep Lansu alive. You know, and he does survive that, but still, it was great that at least for
Ini
MP
dia
gets the
untuk
objective. You know, the turtle,
in-game
it's not going to be anything
equipment-nya.
massive, but it's a step in the right direction that Twisted needs to get themselves a lead in this game. Now, when we really look at it, it's like, okay, well, you're probably not going to be relying on Nasha just yet. Eventually, even that, again, it's a Lapu Lapu. He can go and fight 1v2, 1v3 later on, but you know, the main point is if he doesn't get picked off here by Benny Curie like we saw him in the previous one, then he's valuable once he starts getting one of those 2 items to contribute to these team fights, because a lot of the damage profile is going to come from who? It's going to be that Kimmy. It's going to be MP on the Hayabusa like we've been seeing for the early portion of the game. And just overall, they have like this durable lineup, and that's what Redmar was trying to mention. That durability, that tankiness, especially with the glue, it should be hard for TNC to kind of deal with that.
Juxtaposed to TNC, whose damage is literally just spread out all around their lineup. 3-mar can get a lot of damage in. Zyda, Lancy, hell, even Chaknu. And I'm looking at Benny. He's looking to build damage on this show. So, Twisted Minds, if they get picked off one at a
Pan di
time,
sana.
they're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, that's the problem here, and I think,
Iya ya.
you know, we've seen it as well. We talked about Lansu's undefeated glue. Well, what about Chaknu with his Grok here?
He's one of the first Groks in this
Yeah,
season.
he is, and he made it one of those definite picks that teams really like to go for towards the second half of the season here, just because of the combination alone that this new Grok brings to the table here. You know, there's so many different combinations you can do, and the tech charge alone, if you're able to catch 1 or 2, is devastating enough. So now, fighting around the second turtle of the game, they're going to go ahead and get this pulled out. MP will just go ahead and wait for his moment. He's going to respond to this. Chaknu will be at half health here. But I'm wondering, is Benny going to start, or is Chaknu going to start this fight? They both can do that.
That's the danger of it. Twisted Minds aren't sure, and the only member they have that has a Purify is Sean. So only he can be
Siapa yang
used
dapat
as
ini?
bait, and that's already dangerous as it is. Turtle now, less than half health. Rampart comes up. Kaloy gets
Kena
popped here.
tendang.
Lancy gets his head. And
Garutnya.
in comes the rest of them. Final slash by Dreamar. Responds. He has Lanzu mounted on him, not before he falls. He's gonna take down Sean. Phantom execution.
Oh.
Don't think
Nah,
that's
miss.
gone through. Tech charge, no one home. But they're already ahead. 2 down for Twisted Minds. TNC got their eyes trained on the Turtle.
Man, they got 2 kills there, but I just feel like abilities and everything else were being thrown everywhere, not connecting either on both sides. To jump in though, the Turtle.
Masih dapat loh.
TNC didn't see that coming.
Oh, and that, they get 3 more, and now Chaknu falls
Gokil
as well.
juga itu
A
ya,
great
Busa.
pickup.
Ketinggalan
MP
tadi loh.
gets kills plus the Turtle.
Everything falls apart for TNC after that sequence. And it's very clear that TNC have this
Ternyata
coded
dia
in
mati
them.
loh.
It is injected into the DNA.
Di awal.
Procedural rotations. We have a plan A, B, and C. Anything happens beyond that, we're out of here.
But what happened, man? I mean, TNC had a 1.5k gold lead, and they won that exchange. They decided to go and try to get the Turtle, and then it all fall apart from there.
MP happened. Oh, the kick
Mati.
under Nosha. He gets taken
Ada
down.
Lunox
It's
pula.
a gank, 2-man gank by Lancy and Benny.
Yeah, that's. Hey, you said this, you know, you go for that kick, especially with the damage Cho from Benny, and then the burst from Lancy. You're not going to survive that. I don't care how brave you are for this Lapu Lapu, man, for Nasha, but it's definitely getting tough here. I think, again, TNC is going to hold on to this kind of like minor lead that they have. Look at this, too. Skypiercer pick up for MP.
How often does that happen?
Not that often, man. That's why I said he's a big part of the damage profile.
Benny gets a kick, isolating MP, but there
Kena
is
beconya.
Give him the stack. Why does he bought it, too? I'm actually surprised, because, like, Benny, I mean, did he just see MP and he's like, I'm going to go for the kill here?
No, this is Twisted Minds reading the situation. This is a big picture decision. They said, yeah, they're going to fight a lot, so let's put this item on you because you're getting a lot of stacks.
Oh, Three-Mar.
Kaloy jumps out of that AOG, but Three-Mar able to respond, forcing that Revitalize and the Conceal.
Yeah, he
Masih
didn't have
selamat.
he didn't have that final slash to really
Tapi
place it where he
Jaidanya
wanted to. He
udah
just gets it
farming
out.
terus itu.
Zaida commits Grand Theft Orange. I guess that was a good trade. The kick
Kena
once more
tendang dong.
finds MP. Benny finds sweet revenge. And now Benny's in trouble once more. Sean takes him. Final smash. This positioning. Sean.
Oh, there's the tech charge. Sean throwing in the air, and they're still going to go.
And there's the mount on the Three-Mar. Looking for vengeance. Lifesteal on lifesteal on lifesteal. Lanzu falls. The trade for Three-Mar. And now Kaloy's going to be up next. Lancy gets a double. And now
Mati
Zaida
juga.
gets taken out. Nosha is the one responsible. Chaknu running away. That's a bloody
Itu
trade.
mati
2 for
kena
3.
turret
What a
dia.
bloodbath the mid lane was here. A back and forth from both teams, but hey, someone's got to stop Lancy here if you're Twisted Minds. He's starting to scale. This is going to be one of the better scaling games of Alunux, but look at this. Lord for the taking. They want to blitz it. Nasha jumps in, but
Dipaksa kah?
Chaknu's giving the information here.
Harusnya
Can they
dipaksa.
delay Twisted from taking this?
Oh no, it's flying clouds, but he's still too far off. And what an
Masih
amazing
dapat.
catch by Twisted Minds. 3 for free. It's all for the rookies of season 16. They take the Lord too.
What a decisive decision from Twisted to blitz the Lord, go for it after the fight before that. And they're going to go
Udah
for
kuning
it.
dia mati dong.
Brilliance out. Lancy?
Oh, they catch him. He won't even get to use his flicker. That was a sad sequence of
Padahal dia
events
punya
for
flicker
TNC.
sambil kuning loh.
Look how quick this lead has ballooned for Twisted. In a matter of what,
Harusnya
a
dia
minute
flicker
and a
dulu
half
baru
or 2
kuning
minutes at
harusnya.
most, they've completely gotten charge of the
Chance untuk
game here.
selamatnya lebih
Oh,
tinggi.
final slash displacing Lansu. Move between the middle, the back, and the
Ah,
front.
gerakan
That mid lane
tambahan
tier
dulunya.
2. It's a free pickoff, but after all is said and done, TNC are still licking their wounds.
Yeah, they are. They're falling further behind, but right now Twisted might have got caught a little bit there, but they know they have that lore to work with. They'll go ahead and capitalize on it by getting some of these base turrets down, or the turrets down tier 1 on the bottom side. Not getting close to the base just yet, but what they have done is scaled up. You know, they needed this gold, they needed this to go in the right hands here. What's Jackson going to do? He probably conceal. He's going to go for a play.
Rampart forcing that jetpack from
Langsung
And
kena
here's
sapu.
AOG, massive CC on all the members of TNC in in the
Mati.
vicinity. Sean gonna be up next. Does get found out by 3mar. 3mar gonna go down. Finds that final slash, but it's too little too late. Atlanti and Zaida wanna make their way on out of here, and they get caught out. Make that just one.
Lancy.
Lancy's still alive. Lancy's clapping back. In comes
Yes.
Zaida, but he's going up against 3.
Pancelot
And
niya.
it might be too little too late. It's a wipeout. What has happened to the
Apa itu
Phoenix?
tadi?
Great for MP the King to go
Aduh,
ahead and juke
makro.
out the moves
Aduh,
from
mikro.
Zaida. Still surviving, will get himself a purple buff. But that was a great
Aduh,
fight for
guys,
Twisted. It
yang
looked a little bit
jago.
closer than it should have been, but TNC not have enough durability and damage to capitalize on kills. And now they'll lose the tier 2 turrets on all sides here of the map.
Joseph, is this just me, or is TNC getting a little sloppy?
They are, man. I don't know.
They're taking fights they shouldn't have, putting themselves in positions that are completely avoidable,
Yeah.
yet they still lean into it with the gusto of an 18-year-old teenager on a track and field.
It's because they're on flying clouds, man. That's why.
Sekarang
They got the
Hayabusa
flying
yang
clouds to
memimpin
get them back
level
in
lah.
the fight, and I'm wondering if they shouldn't be jumping in these fights. They're throwing themselves at Twisted.
You know what? Maybe I'm seeing something, or TNC sees something that we don't. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is the flying clouds. That's why they're saying, hey, once we respawn, we can just jump back in, go again.
Go again, man. But I'm wondering at this
But
point
the more
too,
you go again, the more that lead grows.
the more that lead goes. That's the problem right there. Twisted Minds, in a matter of literally minutes, they just completely locked in. I don't know what it
Lot
was.
kedua
I don't know how it
sudah
happened, but
muncul.
Twisted was like, we got this. At some point, they scaled up appropriately. They've been punishing TNC's decisions on going again, and now this Lord is up here. Twisted should have mostly free reign on this, because I think even if Chakra decides to force a fight here, I don't know if they're going to be in a position they want to, but some big things can happen. A tech charge, a final slash, or even Benny Cutie finding the right target to kick could change the course.
Eh.
There's
Final
3mar.
flash puts them
Eh,
all
kena
in,
tiga.
and a big rampart plus a tech charge knocks him out. Benny Cutie looking for that perfect kick, and they do have the backline advantage.
Masih
TNC
dari
gets
Gatot.
scrambled on their own side of the jungle, and Chaknu here looking for that basic attack. Chaknu falls and look at the back. A shadow kill by MP the King, takes down 3, all for just
Hayabusa
Sean.
yang ngeri, Bang.
Now it's just Zaida and Lancy left, and all the Lancy can do is brilliance away, plus the flicker through the wall. He's fine, but not if MP has something to say about it.
Hajar
Shadow
Hayabusa
out,
semua.
Shadow in,
Enggak.
plus the kill. It's just Zaida
Dua
left on
sama
the
dong.
map.
It's only
Semakin
Zaida,
seru
and
dong.
it's not going to be for
Kalau
long.
N.
They collapse down, force him to the base. He does clear out the minion wave, but now the mid turret
Nggak bisa,
is
nggak
gonna
bisa,
be a
harus
focus for
keluar.
Twisted. They should be able to get this and then go for the Lord here. Again, when everything was thrown at Twisted, the tech charge, the setup, with everything else, even Benny Cutie going in for the kick and the final slash and everything, Twisted still won the fight. It didn't matter if they got thrown in the air for seconds. They still win with this kind of lead.
So now we see the folly of Twisted and how TNC are spoiled for damage. It's spread out everywhere, you're right. And what if a good chunk of that effort and time goes into CC? Where do you find the opportunity to deal damage? That's TNC's dilemma right now.
Yeah, and you can see this. Benny Cutie picks up a brute force because him himself, like, he's having a hard time. Yeah, he gets a kickoff, but even so, he kind of has to put himself in a position where he's going to take a ton of damage. And it's very different in comparison. Now, at this point, Nasha, I say he's shown up in this game. He showed up on this Lafu pick and is making it work. Maybe struggled a little bit in the early game, but right now he's scaled up well enough to go ahead and be that bravest fighter.
The conceal from Kaloy, flushing out Chaknu from that little brush. Chaknu obliging them, looking for the steal maybe. Does not
Dapat.
find it. Gets a tech charge going backwards, and that will be a pick off on
Rata
Noshot.
dong.
Out for Chaknu. Gets the mount on the 3mar. 3mar falls, and TNC have nothing to do but to retreat.
Aduh,
Lancy sacrificed himself, so
rata,
Benny
bos.
Zaida could live.
Man, oh man, what is happening in these team fights? TNC, they've lost
Kemana lagi Piggy
any
nih?
of the momentum they had at this point. Twisted have won every single team fight for the past 5 minutes or so. And now
24.
they're going to go ahead and get ready.
Masih bisa
Lord
kayaknya
making their way
nih.
down the mid.
5
Zaida
detik
and
lagi.
Cutie trying to buy time. Chakra will be up in a couple seconds, but they're going to lose a base turret up top. And is
Bloknya
this a
hidup.
possible ender to get to a game 5?
Oh my god, the flicker forward by Lansu.
Mati,
gets the
bos.
mount, serving up a kill, Lansu falls.
Sempat
It's a
mati dia.
one-for-one
Itu
trade.
ngapain
Lansu
itu
just
lagi?
about to respawn, and oh my god, a big tech charge.
Masih
base
sempet
is
kah?
barely up. The Lord gets taken down. MP
What
falls.
the hell?
It's just Nasha left. TNC, like the Phoenix that they are, may have just found another chance to claw themselves back into this game.
And the Phoenix Army comes to life after that one, because what happened? Twisted Minds. They threw
Sedikit
themselves
lagi
thinking the
dong.
game was over. They had the Lord, but they didn't deal with what TNC had to throw. Now Benny goes in for a kick. He's able to go for Nasha, but it's only in a buy time. He's tanky enough. We're going to have to look at the replay on that one, because what happened? Twisted Minds looking at this.
Dibawa ke turret,
They
ke
approach
apa
the
dia?
base. They
Ke
have
base.
the Lord. The drag on through. Lansu dies when he's attached to the wrong member. And now look at this.
Oh.
Lord is up. Great tech charge.
It was 3 Mar and Chaknu. It was enough for them, just 2 of them,
Balik
to
lagi
run that
Hayabusanya.
back line and take down 4. Nosha alone, what's he gonna do, especially without a wave? So
Yeah.
now TNC are able to
Itulah
diminish
penyakitnya
a huge chunk of
user
that lead.
Hayabusa bang ya.
It's gone, man.
But they're not out of the woods just yet, Joseph, because look at the map.
I would say, you know what else
It's
is
in
gone?
ruins.
It's, their turrets are
Ah,
gone.
masih bisa,
They got
masih bisa,
one
masih bisa,
turret.
masih imbang ini lagi.
Oh yeah, wow, all right. So luckily that one
Cuma
turret they have
kalahnya
left as an
karena
inhibitor is the
glue-nya
long
tadi
lane.
dibawa
It's a
ke
long lane,
base.
man.
So if they play their cards right, they might even be able to contest.
I'm just wondering, after that whole interaction, that miraculous base defense, is TNC able to go ahead and get themselves the next Lord? Mind you as well, how many times have we seen Chaknu on whatever team he's on, able to help be a part of those defenses? You know, those kind of defenses, man.
That is innate in Chaknu as a player ever since he debuted in Season 4, 2019. I remember the day I first laid eyes on this man. He just does this whatever team he's playing for.
He does it, man. I don't know what it is.
Masa
It's
3-1 lagi?
DNA. It's heart. It's the heart of the Mamba at this point. And I think even then, this Lord is up. You're nearing that 18-minute mark. You're 17 minutes into this game. They might delay it up to the 18 point. They know they have to deal with the waves, so Twisted might just go ahead and try to blitz us at least to get a response from TNC. They know Benny's down on the bottom, so they're going to go for it. Lord's at half health. What can they do? Benny's trying to rotate up here in time while TNC is trying to go ahead and fight on through.
Traction post thrown out. Nosha down to a quarter of his health.
Langsung mati.
He gets popped. Oh my God, where'd that come
Cuy-nya
from?
dihalangi.
They're already a man down. Benny Cutie has Sean trained on him. 3 Mar mounted by Lansu.
Habis sudah.
And that's Chaknu very low. Chaknu gets popped. His immortality spent already. 2 members missing from TNC, while Benny Cutie left roaming like a vagrant. What was the plan?
What was the plan? Benny Cutie cancels the recall. I don't know if he's just, okay, he's like, no, I'm getting out of here. It didn't seem like there was much of a plan there. Because TNC, they just got zoned out and taken out. I mean, even then, look at this. They're going to wait for this.
Yep.
And wait for the
they
timing.
wanted to spawn 18-15.
Yeah.
They're just buying time here. Yep.
buying
All
time.
right. All right. Coast is clear. Let's go. No, wait. What?
The Evolve.
All right. They wanted to spawn 1845.
1845.
There it is.
There's the Lord.
Hayabusanya
Again,
pengen
I don't know
farming
what
dulu.
happened there. And maybe this is the case. For TNC, this lineup is going to work better on the defense. The only problem now is that this is a much stronger Lord to deal with. Do they have what it takes to actually win the fight here? You know, you're looking at the items. Even Benny Cutie, who got the Rose Gold, he's going a little bit more damage here on the last item.
Might be a BOD, might be a Malefic.
Might be a BOD, might be a Malefic. And over here, too, you've got
Lah.
some of the defense there.
Oh!
Itu kan ada immortal,
Lansu
bos.
gets hit by the kick. Benny dashes through. A little mini heart attack there. At least Zaida gets to secure his purple.
Hey, man. Lansu's really close to keeping this an undefeated glue. Benny will go ahead and clear out the lanes the best he can for this. That Lord is making his way down mid, though, so now for TNC, they're going to try to delay this, most likely using the ramparts if they can, too, but a conceal's going to be used. Kaloy, they want this last turret. They'll hold the Lord there.
Kena
but there's
sudah.
the jump.
They do get it,
Kena
but
udah.
Zaida just gets squished there. Not a response from TNC's arguably MVP.
Dua sama,
And they do take a
semakin
shot for the
seru.
shadow kill from MP the King. TNC might just actually roll over and take this L as Lancy throws everything but the kitchen sink at Twisted. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going all the way.
Dua
Twisted
sama.
Minds takes
Seru
lead.
kali, bos.